Oh man, it's so powerful. Bathroom break on our lawn, good thing, good neighbor. And Rivian has pretty well thought of everything. Does not look like it fits. Welcome to Everyday Reviews. You know what? We have a super special guest in the house today. We have this beautiful Rivian R1T. And I gotta say, this is not only one of the coolest vehicles, but the best designed vehicles we've ever had a chance to test on the channel. So let's get to it. We could make this a mini movie. There are so many features on this R1T, but we're just gonna kind of highlight some of the obvious ones. First of all, I like how they just named this blue Rivian Blue. No fancy name, love blue, love this color, love the accents with the yellow. Size-wise, it's like a mid-sized truck. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more when we start driving it, but you have this really, really unique light signature, these vertical headlamps, they're LED of course, the horizontal light bar that goes straight across. We have embedded fog lamps in here and some nice brushed tow hooks right here. This is an off-road capable vehicle. So what's underneath the hood, we can access it through a electronic switch there. We can have the key fob, we can use it with our phone. Check out the size here, you guys. There is our travel trunk that fits in this front trunk or frunk. It also has a flap that goes down, and you have dual layer storage here. So I have it up and you have a magnetic closure. How cool is that? Put that in there. We can hit the switch, or we could use our key fob or our phone to do all of it. We have 20-inch wheels on this. These are the bright wheels, and these come with the off-road all-terrain tires. You can get all season, and you can get just street tires as well. It all depends how you configure it. Up front here is the power charge port. It's like a scissor style opening here. You have your level 2, your level 3. You want to close it, there it goes, sucks it back in. Come on over here. We have large recessed door handles on the R1T here. They will actually pop out when you get close to the vehicle due to the proximity sensor. And here is the gear tunnel that everyone talks about. One button up top there, pull that down. On either side, you can do it. You can put all your gear here. You want to put your chair out. There you go, have a little picnic. Now, if that chair is too small for you, guess what? You could just use this as a chair here, take a break, or if you're possibly a snowboarder or a dirt biker, you grab your snowboard, you grab your boots, and you use this to actually go and suit up, and it's the perfect little bench. Also, you can use it to stand on and grab things. If you have the roof rails up top there, you want to grab something on the roof, this will hold it. 250 pounds of capacity. In just a couple days of testing, I have used this gear tunnel so much, especially for tripods and longer items. It's lockable, it's great. Also, you can access it through the back as well in case you need to get something there. You do have a liner in it, and you have 12-volt outlets on either side and a light as well. So you have power in here, you have light, you pretty well have everything. You can pretty well live in there. Let's take a look at the back. Pickup trucks need to be functional and have utility. Rivian has pretty well thought of everything, and they've done it in a real stylish way. Nice, simple, clean look, very flat. You got the Rivian across, the light bar going straight across, and the wrap around LEDs. We do have a hidden trailer hitch underneath here. This will tow up to 11,000 pounds. Now, tailgate-wise, hey, we have a release here. We have it on our carabiner key fob. You can do it through the app on the phone, but one little press there, down it comes. Look at that. So the length of this bed is basically 4.5 feet, so 54 inches, but with the tailgate down, you get an extended 83 inches of length. That is really, really big, and that's due to, they use this gooseneck design. You see this flap here. If you lift it up, you can see there would be a massive gap here, but this actually covers that up so you can put longer items. If you're a dirt biker, for instance, or a mountain biker, this will fit any dirt bike for sure. Put that in there and your wheels are not going to be hanging off. And it's a very, very smart design. It might be a little bit harder to reach in though because of the extended length. A few other features added in here. You have 120 volt plugs, 2 of them. I believe they're about 1500 watts of capacity on this side here, along with lots of tie down hooks. You have a built-in compressor. And you have all of your hoses in the gear tunnel in the actual door itself. Right below that, you have 2 little compartments, and that is to guard your gear. You actually have a lock area. You put that in there. You can lock up your dirt bike, for instance, or your bicycle. And when you lock up the vehicle, it will lock that as well. And, you know, I wouldn't say that's great for real long periods of time, but if you want to run into the grocery store, you'll feel a little bit more secure. Need more storage? Underneath the bed here, we're going to pull this latch up and you'll see this is where you would actually house a spare tire if you want a spare tire. If you want more room or a cooler, for instance, you can take these dividers out. There is a drain plug here. Use this as a cooler, for instance. You can lift this up. You can mount something here like a TV or something. Yeah, the possibilities are endless with this bed. Along the bed rail, you'll see you have some tie downs, but also some connection points. If you want to use some horizontal bars going straight across, you can actually use them on the bed or on the roof. Some of you might have seen the electric sliding tonneau cover on some other R1T reviews. That feature currently is not available on newer R1Ts. Let's take a look inside. Okay, this interior is really something special. We have a couple helpers in the back, actually a few helpers. The girls are here as well as Benny is here as well. Our new puppy, there he is. You know, it's an adventure vehicle, so it's a good family vehicle. The girls have had so much fun with this R1T. Mainly the gear tunnel. Also, this has it has not only over-the-air updates, but it has Benny. It has Benny, a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. But just have a look at the materials in here are first rate, from the satin finish. You have ash wood here. You also have so many little details that they've thought about. Not only are the materials great, like the suede headliner, the way they've integrated the Meridian speakers, but just lots of small little details, like even the door pockets, front and back, they're hinged, so you can fit large things in there. I have cameras in there, I've got water bottles, flashlights. Speaking of flashlights, there is a special flashlight in the driver's door. If you don't know the story about the Rivian flashlight, this it's basically the same cell as used in the regular drive battery, and there are 7,776 cells, so they wanted to add one more cell to make it 7777, and that is that battery, and it is super, super bright. Also, another thing they've added, okay, Benny, you want to go in the back? Okay, Benny's going to go back into the back again, is the Bluetooth camp speaker. Check this out. Like, this is perfect for picnics, tailgating, whatever. It even has a light. If you want to turn the light on, check that out. It has a light in it. You can also use this to charge. It has a USB-C on it as well. And there's even a hook here. You can hang it, for instance. And the nice thing is when you put it back in, it charges in its dock, the same as a flashlight as well. And you can lock it through the screen. The seats in here are so detailed, but they're very supportive as well. They feel and look like leather, but these are vegan leather seats. We have heated and ventilated seats in the front, heated seats in the rear, quad zone climate control. The back has ample room. We've had adults sit back there. The kids, of course, have sat back there. Yes, the back has my Yeti mug as well. Under seat, you have some storage on the driver's side. On the passenger side, you have a subwoofer, and there's a water bottle as well. Thank you for all the help there. We have storage in the middle compartment here. It's very, very deep, and that's, oh, Okay, in the back, that is a coat hanger, as well as another USB-C, lots of USB-Cs. We have wireless charging here. You have a large tray area in front of the middle console. And when I talk about details, you know, even the storage, in front of the seat, there's storage. I have like a little tripod adapter here. It's flock lined, so it's not going to rattle around whatever you put in there. The entire cockpit has a real bespoke feel to it. It really, really does. This is not something you would expect in a pickup truck at all. It is absolutely top notch, and everyone that has sat in here and looked at it, they've been blown away and really, really impressed. And yeah, everything is super intuitive. You have a digital cluster for your instrument in front of you, plus you have a large 16-inch screen. This system is extremely quick. It's easy to use. I mentioned you have the over-the-air updates and the hotspot. And one thing that it does not have, or two things, it does not have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. You know, you'll get used to that. Of course, you do have Bluetooth pairing, and it does not have AM radio like a lot of EVs don't have, unfortunately. So if you like AM radio, yeah, you're gonna have to probably get an app and use your data point for that. She's asking, are we going to go into the tunnel? They love the gear tunnel. They want to get trapped in there. There are releases in the tunnel on either side, so it is safe. Plus, there is access through the rear seats with the accordion door there in case someone does get stuck. But it has sensors back there. So I had them in there, or they wanted to go in there. I didn't put them in there, by the way. And they wanted to go in there, and I had a warning on the screen come up and saying, hey, there is either a loose item or there's an animal or something's in the gear tunnel that's moving around. And it tells you right on your screen. So yeah, in case a critter gets in there or a couple of kids, you'll know. Let's have a closer look at the 16-inch screen. We're not going to go through everything, but I love that it has a dock type of system here. You have your temperature controls that are always on the lower dock. You hit that, you get your climate. You can adjust your vents or just even close them off just by tapping, just like that. We can hit auto if we'd like, but we're just gonna turn that off right now so we don't have any additional sound. We have our heated seats control here, or our steering wheel, as we mentioned. Across here, we have our navigation, and it is really quick, pinch and zoom. You can choose networks for your charging, the speed of network. If we want something over 100 kilowatts, we can actually look for that. There is one over there. We have our music. Once again, we do not have AM radio in this, but we do have Spotify, we have TuneIn, we have Bluetooth, so lots of options there. Now, one thing this does not have, which I'm quite surprised, is that there is no browser here, so you can't play Netflix or YouTube like, for instance, like a Tesla can. And with this large screen and the great Meridian system, it's too bad because sometimes it's not for driving, but if you're waiting for your kids or you have some time to kill, it's nice to catch up on your latest shows. Now, we have our drive modes here. We're just going to hit the brake pedal. We're started here. Really self-explanatory. We are in all-purpose mode. We can adjust our ride height up to high or even auto. Our brake regen is standard, or we can go high as well. We're going to talk about that in a little bit when we go driving. And we have adaptive suspension. We go stiff or soft for the default. We have it kind of like a conserve or an eco mode, and that's going to get the most range out of you. We have snow mode, we have off-road. Now we go off-road, we're actually going to raise up the vehicle. If we hit that, you'll hear it's going to go, and the maximum height is 38.2 centimeters at its highest point. That's pretty high, actually. And I like the fact that this truck has two different looks. You have this off-road look, or kind of a slammed Baja type of racing truck look. You can hear the compressors going right now. Now we're gonna go into towing mode. And what I like about this, the switch to towing, is that this will adjust your range based on towing. Now, one thing you'll notice, look at how good the graphics look on here. It's so solid. I love the graphics, and they're representative of your vehicle. So if you actually had a green one, it would be the green truck, and this is exactly the truck that we are driving right here. We have all our access and security here. easy to do. Once again, you can use your key fob, you could use your phone to do a lot of these same items. Now this is cool. You have gear guard over here. So this is basically your security system, has all the cameras set up. We can see the videos here. And let's see, the latest one was here, expires in 9 days. This is this morning. Okay, check this out. Look at, we could actually see, we caught it. Look at, there's our neighbor's dog taking a little bit of a bathroom break on our lawn. Good thing, good neighbor. She is picking it up. Thank you, good neighbor. But we have all sorts of different angles, as you can see here, from the bed angle, all sorts. We can back it up and you can see, okay, there's that one dog coming over there. Of course, we can't see in the back. But if you want to save something like this, then you can actually just hit the download, and you just take a USB-C drive, plug it into the center console, format it for FAT32, and it'll download. Otherwise, it'll save it for 11 days, which is really, really decent. And if we go here, you can see now we have cameras. Look at this. So what I like, check this out. So the cameras, we can go front, back, we can go side view, side, back, and front view. And so you can see your tires. And this will work regardless of what speed you're going at. Come back into the settings here. There are a couple other modes that might be very useful for you guys. Camping mode, pretty self-explanatory. You can use all the power for your entertainment, your heat, your climate, but you're not going to use up the drive portion of the battery. And check this out, level truck. So if you're parked on a bumpy area that's not so level, and maybe you have a tent hooked to your truck, you can hit level truck and it's going to level out the vehicle for you. That is just, it's so cool, that it can do that. Also, if we go back into the climate mode here, on the right corner, there's a little paw there. All those with furry friends like we have with Betty, if we want to just hop into the store for a quick second, we can turn on pet comfort, and we're going to have a climatized cabin for that pet there. So we're just going to never mind that. So yeah, really easy to use. Like I said, graphics are amazing. Got no complaints of the system other than I'd like to see some YouTube or Netflix availability for those that want to use it, because I know a lot of people that drive vehicles like Teslas, they really, really love that feature. And it's not when it's driving, it's just when you are waiting for your kids or you just have some time to kill. Another crowd or kid pleaser, these windows here, auto up, down, and they go all the way down. None of this half stuff, all the way down. Kids love that. Let's start it. Well, there really is no starting. There's no start button. You just tap that brake pedal and put it into drive, and you are on your way. I'm not gonna get into just how quiet, the EV is and everything. We all know that right now. Now there are multiple options you can get for the Rivian R1T in terms of powertrain. You have two dual motor options. One has 600 horsepower, one has 700 horsepower. That is the dual performance. And then you have the quad motor, which we have here, 835 horsepower and over 900 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, to say this thing goes like stink is an understatement. We're doing like 50K here. You want to just hit the throttle and oh man, it's so powerful. 0 to 63 seconds. You want something a little bit slower. If you go to the performance with a dual motor, you're only going to add on a half a second, 3.5 seconds, which is amazing. And 4.5 seconds for the just plain dual motor. You have different battery sizes. You have standard, you have large, and you have max. If you go for the quad motor, which we are driving right now, this only comes in the large. You can't get it in the max. So range-wise, you're gonna get on this one here about 465 kilometers. That's where we're showing. We averaged about 450 something, and that's all going to depend on how your driving habits are. But if you go into the max battery on the dual motor, you'll get up to 400 miles or 644 kilometers of range. That is a ton. Now, a lot of you are wondering, hey, well, guess what? If you're gonna tow, it's gonna eat it all up. Absolutely, it really will. But what's nice about this can tow up to 11,000 pounds. And when you go into the drive settings, it'll actually show you, when you both go into towing mode, it will adjust the range for the towing. Now, I'm not sure on what they're calculating for what the weight is of that trailer, but anyways, they are calculating it, and it's roughly about half that what I've actually experienced here, that you're going to get about half the range when you go into towing. And of course, that's going to vary depending on size of the trailer and conditions outside, if you're going to go up a lot of hills or what have you. Now, all R1Ts come with independent air suspension, all four corners, adaptive suspension, so you can have a nice plush ride, you can go stiffer, and you can also raise up or lower it. I kind of like the look when this thing slammed down in the lowest setting. It looks really cool, but it also handles a lot different when you are that low, and you want to raise it up for off-road. For rock crawling, you go up to the highest setting, and that's about 38 centimeters of clearance. And in that setting, though, it's going to limit your speed of how fast you can go, which kind of makes sense. Considering you have 835 horsepower, on tap here, you'd think that it could be really, really jerky. It is not. The pedal is actually quite heavy, and it's easy to regulate the power. It's just like, if you want to have all 800 plus horsepower, you really have to put your foot right to the floor. Otherwise, it's really easy to drive. Absolutely. Now, there's one thing that I've gotten used to it, but I'm not a huge fan. Some of you may know when I'm driving the EVs and reviewing them, I'm not a big fan of one pedal driving, mainly because I like to, it's like I like to coast sometimes. I like to let off the throttle and just coast. And sometimes it's also not the smoothest drive if you're not careful, and it can make people a little bit motion sick as well. Well, the R1T is only one pedal driving, and I did check with Rivian, and I was hoping that you could actually change it, adjust it. Some vehicles like our Ioniq 5, you can actually change it to automatic. You can go into a one pedal drive situation with iPedal, or you can even just go coasting. And I really wish Rivian would give you that option. I know that this is, the more efficient way to drive, and yeah, not knocking it, because a lot of you guys out there, if you drive EVs, a lot of you do like one pedal driving. But for the people that don't like it, give us an option at least. But I'm not sure if that is a real deal breaker or not. As I said, during the week here, be driving it, and I can really drive it very, very smoothly. Coming up to a vehicle here, it's just you just let off a little bit and no problem at all. Now, Rivian really designed this for the outdoor enthusiast. We mentioned all those extras that you have. You have the compressor, you can air down your tires if you want and pump them back up. All those goodies, and they're really not gimmicky at all. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to take this off-road, because you do get not just rock crawl mode, you get a rally mode, you get drift mode. So this vehicle would be a heck of a lot of fun to be on gravel, dirt, sand. If we get a chance one day, Rivian, if you have an event where we can take this thing and just really let it loose off-road, please give me a call. But a few comments that I had from passengers, it wasn't, of course, just basically the incredible acceleration, it's how it just kept on pulling. Because some EVs, sure, you'll get that initial snap, but it kind of tapers off. This one, it just keeps on pulling. It really, really does. Does anyone need this much horsepower? Absolutely not. Not at all. But if you can have it, why not, right? I'll put it in sport mode right now. The suspension is saying that we are going to the lowest mode, and we're just gonna rock it. Okay, those are like, could get in trouble type of speeds, so we will just cruise now. Now, if you are doing some longer drives, on the freeway, you do have a highway assist. So we go into adaptive cruise by just pulling down on the gear selector, and we hit it again. There we go, hit it twice. And highway assist is active. Stay attentive. We're hands-off driving right now. Now, this is not like the Chevrolet Super Cruise or Ford's Blue Cruise. You do have to put your hands on the steering wheel, but you get a lot of information on this screen. I can see there's a merge coming ahead, it says. I can see the car beside me. It's scanning the cars in front of me all over the place. We have the blind spot monitoring going here, and now saying keep your hands on the wheel. There we go, a little nudge there, and we're back hands off again. So it's very solid. We're not bouncing, pinging back and forth on the sides of the lines at all. So yeah, from the limited use that I've tried, it's a very solid system. This vehicle is not for everyone, but you know what? Rivian's not marketing this as a thrifty small truck runabout. No, this is a premium, very, very premium product, and it rates right up there with some of the best exotics out there. And this is the flagship for Rivian. This one and their R1S. Hopefully later on they will be introducing some more budget-friendly versions, but for those that have a little bit deeper pockets, you want something different, you want something super capable, and just something very, very special, you will not be disappointed in this Rivian. If you don't believe me, go out, take one for a drive, have a look at one, and I think you're definitely gonna agree. That's it for today's review. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we're also going to have that R1S 3-row SUV on the channel coming up very soon, right after this review. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Okay, what I need everyone to do right now, hit that subscribe button, call your friends, tell them to hit that subscribe button, tell them to watch this video, because we need this video to get millions and millions and millions of views so I can afford to buy one of these R1Ts. Please.